Welcome to Lexington, where the sun shines bright literally and figuratively on their old Kentucky home, and the Big Blue Nation ready to get behind these Wildcats in this one. We have a top 25 class between two of the best teams in the sport, and both hoping to enhance their postseason resume. As we'll see, the number 16 team in the country, the Washington Huskies, taking on the 15th ranked team in the land, the Kentucky Wildcats. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Kentucky ready to go toe meets leather and start this game. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. The Huskies offense will get the first possession of the game. When this guy comes onto the field, David, he seems to bring the it factor with him.
So much fun as a play caller to have a guy you depend on, you trust. You know, Palmer, you're going to get the best out of this young man.
He's also one of those guys, David, who just elevates everybody else around him, right? All 10 guys in that huddle offensively just seem to play better knowing they've got confidence in this guy.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They opened the lane, and he hit it a gain of 5 out to the 33. They really performed at an elite level in conference play, and that'll build your confidence as we continue through this SEC season.
This was a team that was really motivated in the offseason coming into this one, and they knew the challenge ahead of them, but they also know how talented they are. And, David, they're putting that on display each and every week here in SEC play.
And let's pump the brakes, because if they're happy with what they've done so far, they're going to have some losses. Like, this is a tough league. The SEC is not easy to navigate. They're going to have to continue to grow and get better, but it's a heck of a start.
At midfield, he's got room. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? The first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
They'll try to hit the sideline on the jet sweep. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
Several defenders there to get him on the ground.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route, running all the way across the field. The DB just can't stay with them because of his speed. And as a result, they give up a big one.
The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. They'll toss it to the left. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Huskies. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. And they finished it off with an exclamation point, running it in from the 19. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Kentucky's offense will get the ball for the first time. And if these two guys wind up getting matched up, David, we'll see what wins, speed or force.
Yeah, and you love to be physical and set the tone, and this linebacker does that consistently. Now, Jesse, keeping up with the speed on the other side, that's a different animal.
Might be different, but we're going to see this receiver work underneath on some drag routes. You better be careful. You do not want to get caught in the wash against this linebacker.
Caught behind the line. It's Avery. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
Snap it to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Kentucky will be forced to punt. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
Well, and if I'm the defense, I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards the line of scrimmage. I am not going to let them have that kind of drive again.
Release to the back. It's complete. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. And so you got a guy who makes a play downfield like that. How anxious do you think they're going to be to continue in man coverage?
Yeah, I don't know, Reese. They're going to need a plan. They're going to maybe want to think about more zone coverage or maybe even bracketing this running back if he decides to come out of the backfield, because right now they don't seem to have an answer for him.
The Huskies have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Got it in the middle. It's Cano. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down.
Really nice looking pass there. You think about all the great Washington quarterbacks, right? Warren Moon, the Heward brothers, Mark Brunell, Jake Browning. The greatest quarterback name in college football history, Sonny Sixkill. That guy was throwing seeds at the University of Washington. This dude right here, putting on his...
Off he goes. He's at the 10. Run out of bounds after the long game, and they've got it now 1st and goal. The huge play got him on the porch, but now they got a kick in the door.
Well, after that last play, you can see how...
And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Huskies. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays and closed the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run.
Kentucky, 0.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be brought down. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
So what do they have for third and short from their own 23? To the ground to try to pick up the first. They thought they could just run it on third and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. Kentucky sends out the punting unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. As they come over the football 1 minute to go here in the first. They'll try the run. Turns it on in midfield. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. He wants to throw. He'll take a shot. And that pass picked off. He goes out of bounds, but what a play to create a sudden change opportunity. They're backed up 1st and 10 from inside their own 5, and they'll try to get this drive started. Wide out in motion. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Little bit of running room as he picks up 4 and gets it out to the 5. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down and 2nd and 6. Leaves it with the back. At the 15, he's loose. All kinds of running room. He's inside the 40. A huge pickup on the play before he goes out of bounds, but the question is, will it stand? There is a penalty marker on the field. That is a tough one to take, to get an explosive play like that and have it wiped out by a penalty. That's the end of the quarter, and Washington has the lead. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. They'll start the drive here with 1st down to open this period. Out of the gun, they give to the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. And that's not the way they drew it up. It's incomplete.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment. They've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
Going to try to pop one on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. That was just a perfectly choreographed screen. The line got out on time. The running back had a wall in front of him.
And I think the quarterback did a really good job of selling pass and then kind of dodging the pass rush, getting it to the running back, and then let him do the rest. You got him in space, he'll pick up yards in a hurry.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. Setting up the screen. And this one will be stopped for no gain. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down. Kentucky will be forced to punt. They'll look to pin him deep. And he'd hope to pin him deep. Instead, it will be a touchback. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this round.
When the Huskies are moving on the ground like this, you will bow down to Washington.
Yeah, and I tell you what, with all the rain they get out there in Washington, you better have a dependable ground game that you can go to and establish that tempo. Obviously, harder to throw the football in the rain, so dominant, physical trenches.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They'll go to the toss. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. Deep in the season, that crisp air all around you, and this feels like a must-win game, guys.
This is a game that will impact the college football playoff. It'll have conference championship implications, and it'll have bowl game implications as well. David, so much riding on the line in this one.
And you can feel it, man. You can feel the energy. The players this week, they were on high. Like, you could tell they were ready for the challenge. This is going to be an absolute showdown.
This Washington offense moving quickly down the field. They're going to run it. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. And wait just a second, the official's going to take a second look at this one. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. And the Huskies have it with a 1st and 10. Just ran over it. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down. Ball marked at the 26. It's 1st and 10. Makes it past the marker. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They use those back-to-back explosives to set him up 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0.
Reese, that's 3 for the young fella. I mean, this dude's smelling the end zone. Anytime he gets near it, you know he's going to lower his shoulder, do whatever it takes to get in the end zone. The hat trick, the 3rd touchdown.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it down the middle. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. Kentucky going quickly.
Brings up 2nd down.
On 2nd down, wants to throw it. Fires to the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. How aggressive might this play call be on 3rd and short from the 46? From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to buy time. At the 35, he's got room. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. Down to the 26-yard line and a 1st down. He's going to pass. unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. And they make the connection, and he's got it at the 10-yard line, set up with a red zone opportunity. They'll throw it on first down. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple.
Well, when you're throwing these out routes, guys, it's location, location, location. So QB, you've got to put that out in front of your guy so he can make the catch. You put that behind him, that might be getting picked. Nice job there by the QB.
Looking to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Kentucky!
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going to the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half, we can airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
We got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down if I get...
He tries to take the top off. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. He's got him this time. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. Quarterback will audible. Going up top on first down. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
They'll throw it on first down. Oh, man, what a missed opportunity. Big fella almost got to run with the ball. Instead, it falls incomplete and brings up second down. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. He's back to throw on second down. Finds space on the right. Touchdown, Washington! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. That had touchdown written all over it from the moment he caught the ball. Big play, big run for the score.
Yeah, they had touchdown written all over because nobody was covering him. It would be a good idea to get a hand on him. You know, listen, I know you guys got some speed, and maybe you give him a cushion and give him some space, but that was a little aggressive on the space department.
And the offense will play it safe, take a knee, and head to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Washington about to boot it deep to start things in the second half.
Kentucky, 7.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speak and very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops. So this is a critical drive here for this offense.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. On second down, looking to throw. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
I love defenses that can tackle the catch right away. You're not giving up any yak. As soon as that player has the ball, he goes down now.
He's got his man. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. Kentucky right back to the line.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting that conversion.
Moving quickly, trying to rattle the D. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
On third and long, try to convert through the air. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
QBs have to understand, when I'm throwing against zones, I got to manipulate guys with my eyes. I might have to look one direction to create an opening to throw that ball or zip that ball in. I got to use touch. It's really hard when all eyes are on me, and you could tell the quarterback was not ready and did not make a good throw.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, for the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to go.
Quarterback wants to throw on second down. Catch in the middle, it's Jones. They get him down after he makes the catch. They probably feel good about their field goal chances from the 29, but they'd love to convert this third and short. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. They'll ride the hot hand. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on second and short. Quarterback checking off. On second down, wants to throw. Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. You know, the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front, he could not protect the ball.
A little less room to work with now as the ball's at the 28, and it's third and long. Trying to escape and get it himself. Nice run there. Picks up a few, and they'll force him out of bounds.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on fourth down. Washington has a lot of things working, set up with another first down. They'll try to run it in. Touchdown, Washington! And the punishment has been extended. And the extra point sails through, and they have a 35-7 lead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Washington, 35. Kentucky, 7.
On the move from inside is 5. And the returner is stopped. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him, maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. Here comes the option. Quick toss. Plows through the defense.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. We talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But This offense just can't find a way to get it going, and I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every...
And that pass intercepted. He'll try to take it back. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
I tell you what, I don't know if I'm going to try him much more. Goodness gracious, you can tell he's ready for what he's seeing. Second interception. I would not throw near that guy anymore. You might want to try the other side of the field.
Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team's being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He makes the connection.
One of the most difficult things about this slot receiver is his shiftiness and his athleticism. He's very, very difficult to tackle after the catch.
Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Leaves it with the running back. Not much there. They'll give him 1 to the 14.
Brought down at the 14-yard line.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Looking to pass on 2nd down. Just a short pass to the tight end. Stopped at the 24-yard line after the 10-yard gain. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come open.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Fast motion from the offense. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes, as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
You make up the game plan, and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Throws for the tight end. Wide open downfield. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
First down for the offense.
That's the end of the quarter, and Washington has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. First down to start the drive after the break. Scanning the field, it's Flores. Fires to the big fella. They get him down after he makes the catch.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Trying to make magic on the scramble. Can anyone catch him? And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28.
It's just so hard to stop. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. He just scrambles around, makes people miss, and the next thing you know, you look up and he's 20, 30 yards down the field, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Using the quick game. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. The Huskies come to the line with a new set of downs. Now from inside the red zone. Looking left. He caught it. Touchdown, Huskies. And the beatdown has ensued. They tack on another score, and how about the way this team has responded to a loss and now about to move to 9-1. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of those top 15 teams who did battle today. USC went scorched earth in a double-digit win that might have been worse had they not sat the starters in that fourth quarter. Total destruction by the Trojans in a statement win if there ever was one.
Trying to find his man on first down. Gonna take a shot. He's got it downfield for a huge gain.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after
and this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And as a defense, a lot of times you're coming into the game and you're just trying to limit the damage when you play a really great quarterback. And they've done more than that today. They have dominated this football game. The offense has carried their weight, and this is looking like a great outcome.
And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. And we might as well state the obvious. First and second down didn't work out. Third and very long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack. Kentucky sends out the punting unit. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. He gets a block. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
And, you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. Bunch formation for these receivers. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Looking for a man. It's Flores. Steps away to find some room. Going to try to get it himself. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down.
Well, two things I love by the quarterback on that play. One, his ability to flush outside the pocket and make a quick decision. No one's open and I'm taking off and running. And two, get out of bounds. No need to take a big hit. Just save yourself, save the body. Fresh set of downs coming up. Well done.
After the misfire, it's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Oh, how did you make that move? That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. He threw a couple of costly interceptions in that loss last week, but a really good job to take care of the football in this one.
And Reese, at that position, you better have a short-term memory, right? Quarterbacks have to forget about it, move on, forget the mistakes. Nice job putting that behind him last week. Coming out today, putting together a great performance for his team.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. He's looking to throw. Touchdown, Huskies! And the route is on. They're now in really good shape to get back into the win column as they extend the lead here late. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
That makes the score. Washington, 49, Kentucky.
On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
And the throw out to the sideline, good for just a few yards.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. but I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Kentucky will be forced to punt. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. This is a spot you see many returners try to take a chance, but not this time. The fair catch just inside the 40. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
He'll send out 5 wide receivers on 2nd and 4. Looking to pass. It's Flores. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down.
And you're seeing the best version of this guy this week, right? We know he threw 2 picks a week ago. We talked to him. He said it was a game he wanted to put behind him and just get refocused. You are seeing when he brings his A game to the park, he helps this offense be completely dynamic.
Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
And this is what leaders do at the quarterback position, guys. After throwing 2 picks a week ago, he was able to put that game behind him, refocused himself, got back in the film room. He looks like a different player this week.
From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Floats it out in space. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Washington comes to the line with a 1st and goal. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Touchdown, Huskies! And the pummeling has started. Starting to see some smiles on that sideline as they're close to a Week 10 victory.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. This offense needs something to feel good about. It hasn't been very productive today, Jesse.
Well, I think it's just important they stay aggressive, try to throw.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. And now they have enhanced their degree of difficulty on 2nd and long from the 6. He'll throw it. The sure hands. It's Avery. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Coming to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly complete. They'll pick up the first down as he gets it out to the 27-yard line. Kentucky back at it with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on 1st down. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the 1st down.
And I know this football game is over, but we got to keep fighting. We got to keep finding something, some kind of rhythm in this offense, something we can hang our hat on that we do really, really well. Listen, the intermediate passing game like this has taken over college football, short to intermediate. So if they can find some of this, it'll help their offense moving forward.
They'll try to get it through the air. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Kentucky sends out the punting unit. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Offense set on 1st down. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the middle. He's got an open man. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. After a big gainer on that first play, now they can really go for it on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
And you got to wonder if this offense is trying to run the score up, because they're blowing this team out. Here they are in the fourth quarter, and they're still taking shots. They're going to play until this clock reads all zeros.
He's not afraid to go deep. Final shot falls to the turf, and that'll be the ball game. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the pick.